point A to point B. So the response of the state is to ensure that people in this current order who are victimized by abusers, psychological, economic, but also physically, have access to a national shelter on domestic violence. We have that. We support civil society organizations that do outreach to people that do that. But that is just solving the problem. We need to transform these beliefs that men and women have, that it is okay to be abused. But Toni Morrison, the great African-American writer, said, love is never greater than the lover. Let's break it down now to our great philosopher of the 20th century. Who is that? Tina Turner? What did she say? What's love? It's just a second hand. But don't we know that? Our abuser, don't we love them because they make dumpling and pigeon peas well? They make us laugh in that movie. But they get angry. They don't have control over their emotions. They look at your salary and make plans. Your salary from November, make a plan for December. And what does that mean? Young boys and men need to have their attitudes transformed so that we could all be empowered to promote gender equality. Young girls, young women and women need an all of government and all of society approach to advance gender equality. Unfortunately, the Gender and Child Affairs is in the office of the Prime Minister. What does that tell us? That it is a primary objective for the development in Trinidad and Tobago. They send out desks in the back of that ministry over there. We're looking for the gender and child people and you can't find them. Where is it again? Look for the office of the Prime Minister and you will find Gender and Child Affairs. So as I close here, from the remarks from the Gender Affairs Division, technology hard work of our director, Michelle Leonhardt, based in Trinidad right now, is that we are committed to promoting women's empowerment, but also a concept from Latin America called autonomia. In English, autonomy. Because are you empowered if you experience violence, but your child in Form 5 and they're writing exams, or in Standard 5 and writing SCA, and you don't really want to have a geographic displacement? Where do you go to school if you run away? And as society does ask, why she leave? The question is, what conditions exist which makes it difficult for her to leave and find safety?
Preach, brother, preach.
How many friends or relatives you could call to say, I will live there for 3 months to get it together? And one of the issues we are taking around is family violence leave. Why must we negotiate with HR to say, hey, I'm taking sick leave because I get abused? Or, please understand this compassionately. So if I take 2 weeks from work because I moved from the east to the west or the north to the south, this is a underhanded or underlaw, a special arrangement with my employer and not a formal process in the small business or company that acknowledges gender-based violence is a problem. And we need to ensure people have violence leave. There's many development issues. I'll just close on some stats for us to live with here. Because this is not a them people problem, it's our problem. And in Tobago, we are learning, and I'm really happy for this, because we like to be an honest division. Maybe having a big fear is not the approach. We're thinking about that now. Maybe one size does not fit all. We surely know that. We need to have targeted interventions. That this is a community challenge, and families talk about gender-based violence, and some people don't feel confident enough to come into the library to discuss who does beat who. So we're learning, and we might have to remix it moving ahead. But 1 in 3 women around the world experience a form of violence in their lifetime by their partner, as the global average. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's 44%. That's almost half. That's almost 1 in 2 women. Victim, survivor, victim, survivor. You want to hear something that's more scary? 8% of ever pregnant women experience a form of violence during pregnancy in Trinidad and Tobago. 8% of ever pregnant women experience a form of violence by their partner during pregnancy. 92% of people who are victims of sexual offenses are under the age of 35, young women and girls. half under 15, half between 16 to 35. What is happening? So when we do work with men, we understand the three forms of violence. Violence against other men, violence against women, and violence against themselves. That's why 80% of the people who die by suicide are men. Between the ages of 18 to 45. Why? The social pressures on being a man. When they don't live up to it, they harm themselves. Because the society harm them first. So this gender thing is a serious thing. It's not somebody's business, that person's attitude, the devil in them, or that problem. But it's a development challenge. With esteemed colleagues like yourself. But not everybody had that strength. Not everybody who was illiterate could find literacy in the society. But because they can't read or write a paragraph, don't make you less of a citizen. And Gender Child Affairs, through the Gender Affairs Division, is here to do that. We have the Women's Empowerment Initiative. We are trying. But I think after today, and I was so moved by it, I know we need to try a lot better. So thank you very much, everyone.